Hey, good morning. Welcome to the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. Hope you're doing well today. Okay, I have a story. So, we're going to talk about cat puke. So, I don't know if you want to be eating during this story or what. It's not that disgusting, but it is disgusting. So, and it's amazing how the story of cat puke and a kid can teach me a lot about control and what I really control and what I really can influence, right? And Bubble's over here. She's here. And I wanted to wait till I did the show when she was here, but she's all nice and she's all relaxed. So I'm not going to mess with her. Anyway, so we're going to talk about cat puke today and control and what we control and what we don't control and how does cat puke and a kid relate to a team on a Scrum team. Isn't that weird combination? Anyway, this is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. I am Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach, and I want to wish you all a great day as we start this off. And we do this show to help share some practical and tactical tips and ideas so you can bring value to your customer and not work crazy hours to do that and have a little fun along the way and maybe not get so frustrated with things that are out of your control, because we have to acknowledge that and acknowledge what you do control about yourself. It's really what it's about. So here's the story. So over the weekend, I'm sitting there relaxing, fed the cats, walked the dog, been up at 5, going through the whole thing. And boy's up early in the morning. He's sitting messing around. And of course, Bubbles, which I think she comes here every day so I can get all the extra fur off her so she doesn't eat it and puke everywhere. Well, apparently the other day she decided she was going to puke. Blech, she puked. She was up on the cat tree and then worked her way down. And I was just sitting there enjoying my coffee. I'm like, God, I got to get up and take care of this, right? So I in my mind, I'm like, okay, I got some time. Eddie was playing around. I go, Eddie, I said, how big of is it? A little bit, like it's a giant? He looks at it and goes, it's huge. I'm like, okay, great. I gotta get up. But I'm like, I got time. Eddie's doing something. He's walking around in his socks, running around. And I forget what he was doing, playing ball or something. And I'm getting ready to get up, and I'm taking my time just because I was relaxed. It was good. It was a weekend. What does Eddie do? Walks in it. And just as I'm about to tell him, watch where you boom. He's like, oh, yeah, that's disgusting. And I'm like, well, don't walk around the house. Take your socks off. Take them outside. Rinse them off. And I got frustrated, but I held back. I had control of that emotional because you just looked at it. I just had you tell me whether or not it was a big pile of puke, but yet you still walk in it. It's just like, it was so frustrating at the time. And what it taught me was about control. What do I really control? Do I control the cat puking? Hell no. Even if I tell the kid and let them know and acknowledge the presence of the puke, do they still walk in the puke with their socks on? Yes. No matter what I said, no matter what I taught, no matter what I would say, I did not control his reactions nor actions. I have no control. Just like in a team as a Scrum Master and as a coach, no matter what you do not control the actions of your team, nor individuals on your team, nor anybody else but yourself. Now, here's what I'm getting at. Now, could I say I'm out of control? There's nothing I could have done about it? Incorrect. A lot of people say, well, there's nothing I can do. And this is the learning experience for myself. There is always something you could have done. And the idea when you make these mistakes that you learn about them and progress into the future. So what did I learn? One, I should have got up pretty much right away and cleaned it up, right? I was in control of my timing to getting up. I sat relaxed. I could have got up, rubbed the cat belly. I bet cat belly. Or I could have got up and cleaned it up, right? Those are my options, right? Bubbles, do you want to say hi to everyone? I don't know. She's over here trying to get my attention. So I was in control. I could have got up. I could have sat down. I was in control of that moment. That I owned it, right? After Eddie acknowledged how big it was, I could have gotten up and taken care of it, but I didn't, right? I took my time. So I was in control of that moment. What happened after that? I was not in control. Now, what I did do is I cleaned everything up, took care of the problem. Once it happened, done. So what it taught me is that I'm in control of what my decisions are. The ramifications, I have no idea what's going to happen, right? I can set myself up for a good place if I want to clean it. So this is what my thought when it comes to control of the team. You could say I have no control what the team does, or you can put in motion actions that would help put the team in a better place or people in a better place. Like, you got a sprint review coming up or a sprint. Sprint review is great. It's a great example. You got a sprint review coming up and your team's going to present something. Have I done the due diligence to go reach out to the people, invite the people, make sure they're comfortable, make sure they know how to interact, maybe make sure they understand the team norms of how the interaction would be? Is the product owner, is the team prepared? Do they have stories? Have I done the work to help them be successful in what they're going to be done? Or have I just let it happen? Therefore, you get what you get. Just like the cat puke. I let it happen. I let it sit there. I got what I got. I controlled that outcome. I controlled what I could do in that. And it's the same thing for a Scrum Master, an agile coach, or anybody on a team. Like the example of the review. Have I reached out to people? Have I set that up for success? Do a refinement session. I'm doing a lot of refinement sessions right now. Have I gone and done the due diligence, grabbed the information, help show them how to run the refinement session? Or have I just let it go by itself? There's times when I can say, this is what you got to do. They'll go do something else. I don't have any control what they're going to do. And then I'll talk about, as we go through, I'll coach back again saying, this is, how do they know exactly what we're talking about? And be very specific and very controlled and time boxed to what you want to do. Be very pointed in the conversation. People appreciate that, right? So I got to coach that in advance. So these are the kind of things that you got to think about. So here's another one. You're coaching one-on-ones. Are you reaching out to your team? And I'm at fault for this a lot of times, to engage them to get them started on one-on-ones. Or are you just expecting them to contact you about doing coaching one-on-ones? That is what you control. You control whether or not you only control. Now listen to what I'm saying. So in this scenario where I'm reaching out to people to do one-on-ones, what do I control? I control whether or not I go out to encourage them to do one-on-one things, or I cannot, and I get the results. That is the part you control. You control what you do as a person, not what other people do. And that's where we have to help have that emotional control. It's by controlling what you do, your emotions are in a better spot. Once you acknowledge you have no control over teammates, people in general, what they do with your information, you want to be in a better spot for emotional control. Because there's nothing I can do with how you're going to react to it. Can I learn from that activity of a failure or something and do better next time? Learn the things like reaching out, getting them involved. They don't know anything about Agile, but has anybody taught them about Agile? I did a big group session. Is that enough? Right? I control whether or not I feel that is enough. If I feel it's enough, then that's what I control. If I feel it's not enough, I will go reach out and do one-on-one. What do you think about Agile? What do you think we talked about? and get some feedback loops. Have that discussion. Keep that learning path going, right? So it's up to you to control what you can do. Not you can't, and then again, you can't control what other people do. And this whole cat puke story taught me that lesson, remind me of that lesson that I could only control. I couldn't control whether, well, I can pet the fur. So there's a couple things I learned that I need to brush down. I've been trying to brush. I keep pulling the brush out and people put them away. I'm like, don't you realize I got to brush these animals like every day right now in the spring? They're all shedding like crazy. So of course there's going to be problems. So I got to keep bringing the brushes out. At some point, I got to tell everybody, leave the brush out because I got to brush these animals every day. I got to clean it up. Anyway, I had control over at the moment to get up, clean it up, and take care of it right away. I chose to delay. My choice of delay, which is my control, resulted in the kid stepping in the cat puke. Can I troll what goes on in his brain? Because he knew and acknowledged there was cat puke, he still went and stepped in and walked around the house. I'm like, wait. Instead of getting mad, it was what it was. I was kind of frustrated. I'm like, I don't know what's going on in your mind. However, I don't control what's going on in his mind. What I control is what my actions were. So that's what the story of the cat puke and the kid taught me over the weekend. Was what I do. The only thing I really control is what I do and what I put into it. That's what you control. You do not control what the team does, how they think, how they react. You can only control your reaction, your response, what you do in the situation. So I wanted to share that with you because I'll be honest, it helped me lower my frustration on stuff a lot. It's kind of weird that Cat Puke did that. But it helped me get the thoughts like, I don't control the cat puke. I don't control what goes on my son's head. I don't control whether or not he steps in it and walks around the house, right? And smears it in the rug. It's disgusting. Only thing I control is what I do in the situation. How do I react? That is my decision, my control. Do I sit there, relax a little bit, or do I know if I don't clean it up, it's just going to get worse. So I might as well go do it, right? So sometimes you have to just go do it to make it a better situation. So I hope that didn't gross everybody out, but I just want to share that control story because it was on my mind. And sometimes we need these weird stories to make stuff stick in our minds. Remember, you only control what you do and how you respond and how you react. You do not control what your team does, your coaches, the management, the corporation, any of that stuff. You do not control that one iota. Only what you do. Even if you were the CEO, the only thing you really control, you don't control the company. You control what you do as a person. So, hope that helps some people. I know it helped me a little bit. Sorry I had to go through the whole puke learning phase that teach me a lesson, but it is what it is. With that, I want to wish you a good day. I hope you don't step in a cat puke. It's not fun. It's part of owning cats. My mom mentioned the other day. That's the one thing I don't miss about owning a cat. They do puke a lot. Anyway, it's all that fur. Take care. Have a great day. Happy scrumming. I wish you the best. And we'll see you tonight. We're going to do the 8 o'clock thing. We didn't do it last week. Just stuff. Taxes. All right. Take care. Bye.